Everybody has limits. We come to church and fight like we are the National World Wrestling Association. We do cage fighting in our churches. In there with gloves on and a little pair of shorts and no shoes on and beating the snot out of each other for the world title. And both of you think got your brains beat out. And neither one of you can think right. When you talk to those boys, you look in their eyes and see they spaced out. And that's where we are. Time to get out of that mess now. Time to come out of it. He said, now you got to hearken. Hearken, listen. Get your thinking in the right place. Now let me show you something real quickly over here in Isaiah chapter 6. Isaiah chapter 6. Look at verse 8. And Isaiah said, also I heard the voice of Yahweh saying, whom shall I send and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. He said, you're sitting in church, but you still don't understand what's being said. He said, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. You're looking at it with no perception. Do you understand what he's saying to us? He's saying you have the ability to maneuver, to roam, to go in, but when something is said, you still don't understand it. When something is put in front of you, you're looking at it, but don't know what you're looking at. So even when I put resources and solutions in front of you, you don't know what you're looking at. And what it does, it gets away from you, and other folks say, oh my God, I'll take that. And when you look up again, they're doing something with it. Because you rolled right by it, did not see it, couldn't perceive it. Look at what he said. Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their eyes heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Look at what, you know what he's saying? He said, go ahead and make their hearts so fat to where they're just caught up with everything in the world. They can't see nothing deep spiritual. All they want to do, Lord, I want this, I want that, got to have this, got to have that. He said, make their hearts fat so they can't pick up anything, because they went to church and they sat in there and they heard, but they didn't even try to understand. They looked at stuff and they didn't even try to see it. When they walked out, they said, well, what you think about that? I ain't never heard nothing like that before. That's why you in here to hear something you ain't never heard before. Why you want to keep going with what you're accustomed to? Why do I need to give you the same Christmas message every year for 25 years? What is that about? If you don't know who Yeshua is and that he was born and died, you are in a pitiful state. If I got to preach that to you every year, Hebrews said, look, he said, for the time that has come that you ought to be teachers. He said, but instead, you're nothing but babies drinking milk. You should be eating strong meat. But instead, I got to come in with a bottle and stick a nipple in your mouth because you are so babyish, you can't take care of yourself. Somebody else. And see, that's why we have so many problems in church. Every time you turn around, somebody done hurt your feelings. Here I come. Come on, baby, suck the milk bottle. Well, Apostle, how come you had to say that? Come on, baby, suck the milk bottle. I'm getting tired of changing your diapers. You need to stop pooping on yourself. You need to get yourself to the bathroom and quit that mess. But that's what we do. Oh, my. That's right. Y'all couldn't get the amens to flow like you wanted to on that one, could you? Yeah. Amen, amen. Uh-huh. We do not, if we had some stock in the Pamper factory, keep pooping. have no stock in the diaper factory. We have no stock in Procter & Gamble. So you need to stop messing up yourself and get yourself up and live holy, righteous, and understand what he's asking for from you. I'm going to be a man and teach my family to be men and women if it's the last thing I do. I'm going to die declaring I am the righteousness of Yahweh by Yeshua, and I have in me a power that's going to break the yoke of every demon and devil. Because the greater one is in me. And with the greater one being in me, the greater one is not outside of me. He's in me. So whatever's outside of me has to be subject to me. Because if he's in me, ain't no demon or devil got power or authority over me. None. Because the greater one is in me. Now, that's what the word said. So if I've got him in me, why am I yielding to every lie, every wicked force, every demon, principality, and power that comes to me and tells me, you can't, you're not good enough, you're going to die with this sickness, you're going out of here with this or that. Bible didn't say I had to die with any sickness. Bible didn't say that. The Bible said, when I've run my race and finished my course, now I'm ready to be offered up. You see, dying is really partly your choice. And it is because people determine, well, Lord, I'm just tired of suffering. So just take me on. Well, if you quit eating all that wrong food, all that barbecue, your blood pressure would come down. You wouldn't have had a stroke to start with. That's your fault. Well, the Lord gonna fix it. The Lord's already fixed it. He said, leave the pig alone. Stop acting like a pig. If I want my blood sugar to stay where it's supposed to be, I leave the Babylonian cakes and the Keebler factory alone. That's how it's done. So you know what I do? I eat natural stuff, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, pineapple, and it works my body and I feel great and I don't have to do what everybody else does. Doctor ain't gonna give me no insulin. I don't have to have it. I can do what I need to do and get out. But see, if we're blind, Lord, this show tastes good. I tell you what, these Keebler cookies, don't you understand those cookies are made by little demons that live in a tree? They are little demons that live in a tree, and that's why you can't get off them cookies. They show you right on the TV that these are demon-produced cookies, and you can't break that habit. When you eat one cookie, Lay's potato tips told you, I bet you can't eat just one. That demon tested you. Bet you can't eat just one. Yes, I can. And he said, once you eat one, I got you. And it's just like going back when you got delivered from something. You go back and say, well, I'm just going to take one puff off this cigarette. All of a sudden, you're back buying $5 packs. You don't see the enchantment and the hustle of America? You don't know what she's doing to you, and you fall into it just like it's supposed to be that way. Well, I don't. I have quit. I've quit. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let it run my life. I can live good. I can live high. I can live free. I can live in peace. I can live healthy. I don't have to die with this stuff. And I don't intend to go out of the planet broke. I intend to know how to use my resources and let them work. Because there's some things, I was telling my nephew last night, there are things that we don't even know about. Other folk know. And they invest their money and stuff works for them. And you say, well, how in the world they get that? big truck and that big boat behind it. How were they living out here? They work the same place I do. They know stuff you don't know. Because you want to go to happy church. You don't want no information. And when somebody's trying to give you something, like, I ain't come to church for this. I came to church to have a good time. Yeah, you came to church to have a good time so you can burn up all your energy so you can eat twice as much when you go to that buffet. Well, see, I ain't going to the Y next week because I done exercised today. I done shouted and danced and hollered and screamed. So now I'm going to the Golden Corral today. See? That demon plays in your subconscious and you fall for it. We got to get out of this mess. One last scripture. Look at Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah 50. Look at verse 44. He said, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Chaldeans, talking about Babylon. He said, for Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. You see, I got nothing to know. I don't care what anybody says. He has not forsaken me. But since he's not forsaken me, I can't just sit on the side of the road and do nothing. I've got to start. Since he's not forsaken, that means he's got some stuff he's going to bring me. He's got some information he's going to give me, because he's not forsaken me. But see, we think about forsaken as being just somebody that was supposed to pick you up from the club and they didn't come get you. Lord, they forsook me last night. I had to walk home at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what you think about forsaking. That ain't what we're talking about here. This is talking about him bringing you information and instruction to show you how to get yourself prepared for the next level he wants to take you. So he's not forsaken me. You may believe that if you want to, but I'm not forsaken. He said he's not been forsaken of his Elohim, of his God, of the Yahweh of hosts. Lord of hosts means the God of the armies. Do you understand? I got the armies of heaven fighting for me. So when I'm trying to get past something, I got some help because I've not been forsaken. So anytime I'm trying to deal with something, I got some other forces to fight with me. I'm not out there by myself. Lord, I felt like I was all alone. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And he said, he has sent his armies. And he said, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, though my land was filled with sin at one time against the Holy One of Israel, against the God that made me, that called me out of a howling wilderness 4,000 years ago, I am not forsaken. He said, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. He's not saying you got to leave America, but you got to leave American thinking. You got to leave the way she's programmed you to mistreat one another. And the first thing that Yahweh brought me, he brought me, when he said he hadn't forsaken me, he brought me an understanding about how to put things in right perspective with my wife and my children and start to re-educate my whole family. That was my being given the things that I needed, because I had part of this stuff right, but I didn't have enough of it right. And when I got that, I started to say things and do things, and I said, okay, I see. My wife will not go out by this. This witchcraft been sent against her. I said, Lord, it's not going to take her down, not going to take her out. We're coming out. We are going to soar. We're going to get in the high places, because greater is he that's in us. So when I pray for her, I'm breaking and destroying everything. And my heart goes out to those that help send some of this stuff, because you're going to have some stuff come against you, and you're going to pray to the living God, and he said, I'm going to forsake you with your evil self because of what you did to hurt those that did not deserve it. And see, because of what we say and do with our mouths, we create a spirit of witchcraft every day. Your words is generating witchcraft. which is hurting other people. If I can't say something good about you, I'm not going to talk about you. If I can't lift you up, I'm not going to put you down. If I can't guide you right, I'm not going to guide you wrong. I will tell you what the Lord gives me to tell you, and I hope you can understand it. And if I miss it, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to apologize to you and let you know that I missed that. And you know, if I'm the leader, apologize. You know you better not ever get up here and mess up something and don't apologize. Never. Because then you're going to find out I'm going to act like the other side of God. That's right. Then I'll be forced to cut you up, chew you up, and spit you out in front of everybody. So you better know how this thing is supposed to work. Look at what he's saying. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. He said, get your mind out of Babylon. Bring it back to the Word of God. Bring it back to our relationships and how they're supposed to be. He said, be not cut off in Babylon's wrong thinking. He said, Babylon thinks wrong. Don't get cut off in that thinking. Just because you watch those people on TV and they mistreat each other, you see shooting, lying, cutting, you see all these women that they're the basketball wives or the wives of New Jersey, wives of L.A., you see the L.A. preachers. Don't fall in for all that mess. That stuff has been set up by Babylon to give you a wrong concept of who you are. He said, quit that iniquitous stuff. Don't treat your husband that way. Don't treat your wife that way. Children, don't talk to your parents that way. That is Babylon. He said, leave that iniquity alone. He said, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. He said, now, I'm going to get Babylon. And if you think of like her, even though you belong to me, you're going to get God too. You know, a lot of things are happening to us because we keep playing with Babylon and can't keep coming to church. Now, I've gone through what I've gone through, so is my wife, but we're going to come completely out of this, and I'm on my way out. I'm seeing things happen that I never dreamed. He said, son, you've been waiting on a miracle. The miracle was I was trying to get your mind out of Babylon. He said, because you get your mind out of Babylon, then Babylon can't make you sick. Can't hold you captive. He said, but Babylon has got you. You turn your TV on. They give you a 4-minute commercial. Put all kinds of food on it. And why is the commercial 4 minutes? So you got time to go to the microwave and warm it all up and come back, sit in front of the TV and eat like a pig until the game is over. Don't you see the games being played with you? He said, just because you know you got some chips over there, you think about it, I got to get some chips. You're not even hungry. It's Babylon. Don't you see the iniquity? And it's killing you. Then you say, God, I want you to heal my body. He said, no, I want you to heal your body. Leave the Cookie Monsters, leave the potato chips, leave the stuff that's not good for you. He said, I know you like pizza, but you don't need to eat pizza that many times a week. That's hard on some of y'all. Yeah. Because you're run by Papa John's, who is not your papa, and he's not John either. That's right. But I got to stop. Verse 7, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. The word mad means that they are foolish. They're boasting about stuff they don't have. They are raving maniacs. You live in the headquarters of it. Then look at what he said. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even unto the skies. He said, you go back to your own country. You know what I'm doing? I'm going back to understanding what my mind is really for. That's my country. What is my mind for? What am I supposed to do? So as I rethink my thinking, I'm changing my mind. And as I go back and look at where I came from, and this book tells you what the principles were that you were raised under. So I'm going back to that. And you can mark my words. You're going to see me living at the top of the heap with no sickness, no disease, no medication, because I'm going back to my country. You can stay in this country if you want to. I'm going back to my country. And in my country, that's where I was born. That's where the food is best for me. That's where the waters are best for me. I don't have all of this admixture of stuff that's been put in the food. My food is pure, and my thinking is pure. When I go back to my country, I understand that all the elders in my country, if I had 10 brothers and sisters, then they become aunts and uncles to all of my children, but they also become parents to all of my children. So if one of my children gets out of line with Uncle Ron will straighten him out like his daddy Dennis will. But in America, you turn around, don't you be touching my child. I'll whoop him. You should have whooped him a long time ago. He wouldn't have acted the fool with Uncle Ron. But see, the problem is you didn't get whipped. So you ain't got a clue. You come back, hey, child done acted the fool, and here you come. Don't be messing with my child. Oh, you weren't about to bother your demon, huh? That's your little demon, what you got. And what you need is some demon busters, because you can't bust them. And that little demonette and demon child, they're all acting the fool, all in all kinds of stuff, and then here come the police to bust them. How come they had to do that to my child? Because you didn't do that to your child. You didn't bring him under. You put no order in him. You brought no structure to him. You let him run the house. Ain't no child gonna run my house. I will pick him up, shake the demon out of him, and sit him down, and then get the demon and choke him to death, and come back and then whip the boy. See, Babylon got you. Oh, don't spank him. We didn't have no such words when I grew up. There wasn't no such thing as spanking. Only spanking we knew was on the little rascals. You got to kill it when your mom and daddy got hold of you. And they say, boy, you better quit. I'm going to kill you now. And they meant it. And you almost would have died. Lord, let me die, because they ain't going to quit. But it straightened me out on a lot of stuff I didn't do, because somebody killed some stuff in me. They got that demon out of me, but you let them demons run your child, and those demons are running your child. Now they run your house. I'm sorry. If the demons can't run my house at 2101, your demon ain't going to run a dang thing here. Understand it? So you better leave your demon at the door. Check him at the door. Take him off. Tell him you better hang here, because you go in there, Jacob gonna hurt you and me. You better leave your demon out, and you better come in by yourself. And we're gonna preach to you until when you walk out of here, you're gonna tell your demon, I don't need you no more, because I done been delivered, so you can go on about your business. I ain't living up under that anymore. So it's time to get the demonic forces and junk out of us. Come back to your country. Come back to who you're supposed to be. Come back to what Yahweh made you, and live and not die. Somebody ought to praise him. Just because he's good. Just because he's an awesome God. He is marvelous. He is awesome. He's unbelievable. Greater is he that is in me. So the demon can't hang with me. The demon knows I ain't going to put up with him. I thank God for where I live. But where I live remanufactured me. I'm going back to the manufacturer. That means I'm going back to my country, Whitfield. Going back to my country. Back to who I'm supposed to be. When I come back to my country, I know how to treat my woman. My woman ain't no bee. I know how to talk to my brother. My brother ain't no dog. I know how to respond to my people, because I come back to my country. Babylon told me, call your woman a bee, mistreat her. And then she got messed up, and she thinks she's supposed to do anything up under the sun to please that man, even dressing like she's a whore. My woman is not. My daughters are not. They're queens. They're princesses. That's who my people are. And that's who we got to come back to. So you're supposed to be walking like you're royalty. You ain't supposed to be carrying yourself like you some whore off the street. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, and you're supposed to manifest that. So we got to change this stuff. And I'm on my way back to my country. I'm looking for a country not made with hands. And now I'm asking Yahweh, Lord, show me the way. Show me how to get back there. And he's doing that. I want you to go back to your country. That's right. And whether you believe it or not, we came from the same country, Jerusalem. That's where you came from. I don't care what you got when you got over here. That's where you came from. You know what? So there's a seed in you that's your father Yahweh put in you that has to be stirred up. Yeshua, your elder brother, came from New Jerusalem and came down here and got you born again to show you how to get back to your father. But instead, what we've done, we have abandoned Yeshua and started to act like the demons of America. We're supposed to be a communal people. What I've got is yours. What you've got is mine. But see, we become so Babylonian that you'll spend all of yours up there and want some of mine. Because you don't know how to treat one another. And that's got to be over. So if you're going to be a part of this church, you're going to have to learn to get yourself together. Because we ain't going to have it. Because we are going back to our country. And when God gave a people a country, everything they needed for survival was in the soil. It was in that land. So all the resources I need, my food stuff, my clean water is in that land. So I'm going back to the land that somebody invaded and put me out of it. I'm going back to where my stuff is. I'm going back to where God told me, this is your beginning. This is where you came from. And when I get back there, then everything I intake into my body is going to bless my body. Because I'm coming back to who I've been ordained to be. Because the greater one is in me. Bless that holy name of Yeshua. You ought to bless him